Star Wars has a bit of a problem when it comes to giving their shows that they greenlight a second season. I mean, is anybody still clamoring for the second season of the Book of Boba Fett? And I'd imagine if you just listen close enough, Ewan McGregor, you can probably hear him rattling that cup around to try to get a second season for Obi-Wan. But Ahsoka Season 2, I guess, is on the way. We'll probably hear more about that next month at Star Wars Celebration. But the one that people are, in fact, looking forward to, and no, the only success, quote-unquote, success that's out there that has been of course driven into the ground is The Mandalorian. Who's excited for that movie? Yeah, exactly. So we can kind of see why these shows never get a second season. But Andor, because very few people, it's so funny, right? Like, nobody really refers to this as like a Star Wars project. It's like, yeah, Andor's fun, right? Like, we like Andor. It's a little bit of a slow start, I guess, but here's the thing, man. Like, I've been following this from afar, mostly because of the people that I respect when it comes to media critique, really like and very much champion this show. And well, here's the way that I'm looking at it, because I really do want to like Star Wars more than I do. I gotta go and I gotta watch the prequels and the OT again, because like, I've seen the OT a couple of different times. Return of the Jedi is probably the film that I've seen the most. That or Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones, when it comes to the prequels, is the one that I've seen the most, and Return of the Jedi is the one that I've seen the most, just because of the way that they were on TV and the way that things shook out. But I've really got to give them, you know, a fresh watch with a new set of eyes, and maybe come to appreciate them more, because the more that I see, okay, and the way that I've consumed The Mandalorian Season 2, 3, The Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ahsoka, and another series that we're going to talk about here in the second half of the video, I am increasingly and incredibly unimpressed by what I have seen. But hey, Dave Filoni knows Star Wars, and you know, he met George Lucas and they worked together for the Clone Wars. It is like super great, guys, trust me, because you know, his interpretation of those characters that he created in the Clone Wars have really translated well to live action. We're so excited to see his movie when it also comes out, yay. But yeah, and seeing those stories play out is like, whoa, this stuff is trash. So yeah, I gotta give the good movies another shot. And also, like, if Season 2 of Andor does in fact pull it off, I kind of want to watch Andor. I haven't watched Rogue One. I know enough about it, and it's like, yeah, that's fine. But if Andor is good, well, hell, there's going to be a good Season 2, and there's going to be some good Star Wars that's out there. But this is the thing, right? Like, there was plans of this being much longer, and I think the way that, you know, especially the release schedule, how they're just batch releasing 3 episodes in 4 consecutive weeks, I think that's the way that it ends up working out, condensing a time period in every little epoch that they release. So it's a little movie every week, and yeah, if they pull it off, if they manage to continue that good characterization, that good plotting, snappy dialogue, and the compelling performances, because you take a look at that cast list and it's like, wow, it's actually quite impressive. But if they pull it off, I might have to watch this, okay? Because I seen the first trailer, and that music choice, it was a thing that you can do, but it really, like, okay, remove yourself from the music there for a second, but visually quite striking, especially in a comparison to the volume slop that a lot of the other Disney projects put out there. Like, they're real sets, okay, it's real costuming. It's a director that obviously has an eye for interesting and poignant shots. It's almost like a real production. And we've also heard leaked budgets, so yeah, you better see those hundreds of millions of dollars on screen, and in this case, you definitely are. And this second trailer, okay, what might end up being the final trailer, I don't know, maybe, but at least the second one that they released, god damn it, man, it's a banger. Not gonna watch it or anything like that. I would encourage you, if you're interested, it's definitely gonna pique your interest, because it's pretty good. Not gonna lie, man, okay? But I've been duped by trailers, okay? You know, I was somewhat excited about Joker 2 based on its trailers, and less said about that, the better. And 28 years later, don't know, man, because I've been hearing some goofy stuff out of the writer of that. So, you know, one good trailer doesn't necessarily mean a good product. But hey, one good season doesn't necessarily mean a second. Or, and again, one bad season doesn't necessarily preclude a second. But hey, guys, actually, you know, even though it was a ratings disaster, it was in fact the punching bag for all of 2024. Acolyte Season 2 really should be a thing, because there's new data that's out there, and at this point in time, like, the series has been privately and publicly canceled for months. How are you getting new data? What? Okay, new data suggests Disney should in fact renew Star Wars High Republic series. What? I mean, I'm kind of, oh man, in this line of work, in this business that we are in, you do like to hear little things like this because job security, I mean, it's hard to come by because eventually not going to be able to talk about Assassin's Creed Shadows, not going to be able to talk about Snow White for much longer because it's silently just going to get pushed off. But Rachel Zegler meltdowns are going to be around for a little while. But you do like to have just one thing in the back pocket to just pull out every once in a while, and that could be the Acolyte, because season 1, it was so bad, and to continue to talk about that for years on end, I mean, Disney's dumb enough. Lucasfilm is just devoid of good creative choices. Why not? Just do it, man. I'm in the camp of go ahead and renew the Acolyte. Give us Acolyte season 2, and apparently, I'm not alone in this. Acolyte premiered almost a year ago. Yes, right there in Pride Month. I wonder why. A year ago on Disney Plus, and following its cancellation. Oh, shucks. Better luck next time. Oh, wait. There is no next time. New data suggests that there might be interest in season 2 after all. Oh, no. You said that it should get renewed. There's no might be interest. There's clearly interest, right? Across June and July of 2024. Okay, so in the aftermath of this Rachel Zegler diss track, the canon-breaking inclusion of Kiadi Mundi, the completely and totally unnecessary nude bath scene with Smilo Ren and Osha taking a very noticeable peek at his lightsaber. And this was the most viral topic on the entire internet. That's the epoch in time that you're looking at. Okay, the Acolyte debuted its only season on Disney Plus, diving into the High Republic era in a live action for the first time. That said, the big budget Star Wars series, $230 million, by the way. So yeah, 2 seasons of Andor clocking in somewhere around $500 million. Looks a little bit more feasible because, you know, as somebody who has watched reviews, several different reviews, multiple times over of the Acolyte, you don't see that $230 million. This shit looks cheap as chips, and you're definitely not spending it on people that can act. Holy. The series instantly split the fandom as it faced backlash for several major reasons, and yeah, lost viewership week on week. Yeah, because it was really bad, okay? But apparently, though, surprising demand points to a season 2 interest. I mean, yeah, because we need to see the conclusion of, you know, May getting Jedi pilled and Osha falling to the dark side. We need more of that. Parrot Analytics tracks the most in-demand series by measuring interest, engagement, and viewership across social media, streaming sites, and other sources. Oh, and other sources, really? This data is represented through a similar figure as a multiple of the individual series demand against the average show in the United States. 7 months after the Acolyte was canceled. Oh, shucks. It's only been that long? I thought it was longer. Parrot Analytics indicated demand for the High Republic series is still running strong. I know, because I can't believe people are still talking about this shit show all of this time later, but hey, here we are. I thought that was wasn't that a line in the sequel trilogy, right? Let the past die, kill it if you have to. Can't we just do that with the Acolyte? Move on. You'll find other things to make layman gay. A level held only by 2.7% of shows and Parrot Analytic classes. Classes as outstanding. Oh, wow. Parrot Analytics, a demand statistics for other live-action Disney plus Star Wars series ranks the Acolyte higher than more than half of them. Interesting. Okay, so Obi-Wan Kenobi had 11.4 times. Okay, the interest of your standard show. Book of Boba Fett, 11.7. What? Okay, so we're going up from least popular to most what? Okay, then Ahsoka at 13.9, then the Acolyte at 20.4. Skeleton, bruh. Nobody remembers anything about Skeleton Crew. This is wild, man. 21.7, and then the Mandalorian at 26.9. That I would somewhat believe, but not now, man. Like, it was definitely popping. Mandalorian definitely peaked with the season 2 finale with Skinwalker Luke not acting like Luke Skywalker at all, but everybody was excited because he's doing Jedi things. Yeah, slicing nameless robots, because that's Star Wars, right? That's peak Star Wars. That's George Lucas Star Wars. That's George's vision realized. Whatever, man. But also, like, Obi-Wan Kenobi is the most viewed of any of those miniseries, and it has the least interaction according to Parrot Analytics, because we got the survey right here, and it's interesting, right? 20.4 times the average show, which is 2.7 more than all shows. And you take a look and you go back to that chart for Star Wars shows, and apparently 3 of them are more outstanding than 2.7% of all shows. Understanding audience demand for and dynamics, leveraging Parrot analytics for strategic insights. Insights derived from Demand 360 empower creators to distribute to assess not only the current popularity but also potential longevity for content. For the Acolyte, the metrics reveal a spike in demand at the end of February 2025. Why? Offering a window of opportunity for promotional strategies or content enhancement aimed at capitalizing on this momentum. Right, 6-7 months after cancellation, and then several months after the chief content boss at Disney came out and said, yeah, it got canceled. But how fast is Acolyte demand growing? Well, it's actually shrinking, just in 9.3%. But also taking a look at Parrot Analytics, it's like, what the hell is Parrot Analytics? Well, it's faulty data, to say the least. Media claims the Acolyte was a massive success using misleading data. Leslye, Headland's wife, pounces to demand second season and shift blame. Because of course, man, the strange thing is happening in Hollywood media. Months after Disney quietly canceled the Acolyte, the narrative around the show is being aggressively re-engineered using the misleading metrics of demand. Entertainment outlets like Collider, Screen Rant have begun publishing articles claiming the series was a misunderstood success. At the same time, Rebecca Henderson, Leslye Headland's wife, Leslye Headland, by the way, the close personal assistant of one Harvey Weinstein, has taken Instagram claiming the show was a massive hit for Disney Plus and was canceled for reasons unrelated to performance. Yeah, because the chuds obviously have the ears of Disney, and they have been known to, listen to Star Wars fans and not call them racists and bigots for the past decade. Instead, yes, Parrot measures audience demand, a nebulous metric that includes Google searches, Wikipedia activity, YouTube views, social media mentions, piracy activity, and fan content engagement. Everything but ratings for the actual show. Interesting. In short, it measures how much a show is being talked about, not whether people are watching it or even enjoying it. Parrot does not measure subscriber data, total watch time, completion rate, unique viewers, revenue impact, churn, or acquisition value for platforms like Disney Plus. But hey, people were talking about it, and not necessarily positively online, but hey, like it says here, Parrot does not and cannot distinguish sentiment, but people mentioned the Acolyte, therefore season 2. Okay, Collider's article claims Acolyte scored more than 20 times the average demand seen in a current streaming landscape, framing it as rare and indicative of a sleeper hit. Although there are 3 other Star Wars shows that are on that list that achieved a higher rating than the Acolyte, all of which have fallen out of public favor. Interesting, right? And Skeleton Crew, bro, that didn't chart at all on any ratings. Okay, when it debuted on social media, I found nobody talking about it. Like, what are we doing? What exactly are we doing? According to Luminate, the Acolyte had 2.7 billion minutes watched in 2024. While this made it the second most watched original on Disney Plus for the year, it didn't come close to breaking the top 10 streaming originals across the platform. And yeah, that's the bitter goddamn truth. Nobody watched this show, but goddamn it, people love to talk about it. And honestly, if I am to be very selfish about this, I do in fact want a season 2 of the Acolyte, because I want more cringe like that edgelord choking out her former master and him saying, "It's okay, it's okay," because he was too stupid to tell the truth about her mother turning into a Nazgul smoke monster and trying to kill off her sister, and he did the only correct thing by killing her before she could make that a reality. I want more of that nonsense. Go ahead and ruin the rest of the canon, because at this point in time, it's not like anybody else at Lucasfilm is doing a better job. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo, and I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.